This is another series of videos about my experiences with various consoles in the video game industry. So, the Game Boy Advance was pretty cool for me because it was basically Super NES power or style games on a handheld system. So, there were a lot of ports of Super NES games, like Mario and Zelda and stuff like that, that you could play anywhere you wanted to. So, that was pretty cool for me. It also used two less batteries than the original Game Boy, thank goodness. And I actually had like a wall adapter, an AC adapter, so I could sit in a chair under a lamp and play some games, which was good because the Game Boy Advance was really dark. Like, yeah, it was hard to see what the fuck was going on. Even with screen brightness all the way up and all that stuff. So, the launch game I got was Castlevania Circle of the Moon, which was a Metroidvania style game. It was very fun, but god damn, it was dark. I would like be running into werewolves and stuff just because they were black on a black background and the system was dark enough as it was. So that was something they actually had to fix in later iterations of the system, just making it not so goddamn dark. But I remember playing ports of games. I remember playing like Metroid Fusion and Tactics Ogre Knight of Lodis. That game probably shouldn't have been something I enjoyed so much, but I did. There were multiple endings depending on which way you went. There was a class system that had some really fun classes. I played that game a lot. Um, I don't know if I've met anyone that's like, oh man, I really liked Tactics Ogre Knight of Lotus, the game that did so well that it ended the series. But I was really into that game. And it's probably a little too truthful to say that that game inspired me in my writing a fair amount. But it's true. It was a really fun game. There were some fairly obscure games on the Game Boy Advance that I played, including like a Japanese kind of like anime art style game involving giant mecha that I can't for the life of me remember right now. But it was an RPG, a tactical RPG that you could go off of the stats to find out what happened, or you could actually like target something. You had like a little target that would go around the screen while the other mecha would like try to run away. It was like bigger or smaller depending on the stats and stuff like that. And it was a really interesting concept. It's probably way too hard to not like target yourself because you needed to guarantee some hits with these mecha, but I played that way too much. And then I played like the ports and also obviously the Pokemon games, right? Game Boy Advance was really important for Pokemon, if we're being very honest with ourselves. It wasn't the most popular time. In fact, it was kind of the downturn in popularity before rising back up with the fourth generation. But everybody likes the first and second generation, right? Everybody's like, oh yeah, gold and silver are the best ones. But look, maybe Ruby and Sapphire wasn't your favorite Pokemon games in the world, but they were way less buggy and way more polished than especially the first generation Pokemon games. They added the abilities. They did some really good stuff, and they contained some very popular Pokemon that we all know and love. Blah 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 blah. Pretty important. Fire Red, Leaf Green, also very important. Like that was the original games, but not sucking, right? Like let's be honest, the first generation of Pokemon was pretty damn rough and just a little bit broken. So very important one for that series. I definitely remember playing high school, like going to bed and playing the game in bed, training up several squads of Pokemon to face the Elite Four, and yeah, that was a definitely a Pokemon game I still enjoyed, even if other people didn't like it. Like I have a lot of fond memories of the Game Boy Advance and all the games that came out for it and stuff like that. And while the DS was good, I guess you could say that the Game Boy Advance was like the handheld system of my youth in a way. I wasn't super young when it came out, but it was the handheld system of my youth.